What was the reason for seeking a ceasefire, considering that just a few days ago you said you wanted to continue the attacks against Iran, and now you want to propose peace? Did something happen?
They are talking to us and being reasonable. First, they cannot have a nuclear weapon, as I said yesterday. They asked what the top 10 are, and I said, well, number 1, 2, and 3 is that they cannot have a nuclear weapon. They are not going to have a nuclear weapon, and we are talking about it. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but they agreed that they will never have a nuclear weapon. They nodded.
Former patrol chief, are you encouraging Gulf allies to participate more in action against Iran?
Yes, I mean a little, but more so NATO. I think our Gulf allies have been very good, to be honest with you. The United Arab Emirates were hit very hard. They were hit by 1,400 rockets. They shot them all down out of the sky. With our great missiles, Patriot, think about it. They fired 100 missiles at one of our aircraft carriers, the Abraham Lincoln, actually one of the largest ships in the world. And out of 101 missiles fired, each and every one of them was shot down at sea. Think about that. Think about what that means. 101 missiles, highly sophisticated, very fast missiles fired from 101. All 101 were shot down and now, for the most part, are at the bottom of the sea. Amazing, isn't it really amazing? Our army is amazing. Pete, do you know which recent attack I'm talking about? 101 shots. I said, wow, I saw that. We have really good equipment. It's the so-called red line. The red lines were thick, right? I said, that's a lot. We saw ourselves being taken down one by one, and the ones shooting are the coldest of all. Most people don't have much time. When a missile comes at 4,000 kilometers per hour, no matter the distance, you don't have much time. But I really watched them. I watched them sit and think, great students, many from MIT, a lot of guys like that. They're not as focused on physical strength as they are specifically on this here. And it's impressive to see them performing under great pressure because they only have a few seconds to act. If they don't do it right, it's a very serious problem. You know, because these were extremely powerful missiles that were coming in, and that's why a lot of people freeze up. They don't freeze up because they're the best in the world, and we have the best here.
Mr. President, what would your message be today for the TSA agents who have been staying home in recent days because of this situation?
Well, yes, some of them are in need of money because the Democrats cut the funding. I mainly blame the Democrats, but some haven't received it because their funding ran out. That's a problem with the Democrats, actually. I even told the Senate, why would you say that's a problem with the Democrats? The polls show that the problem is with the Democrats, and they will do anything, even harm our country, to win the midterm elections.
And
going back to the old policies, there would be no country left?
If there is a bipartisan agreement in the Senate to fund ICE, except for enforcement, pay TSA agents, and reopen the department, would you sign it?
Well, I don't want to comment until I see the agreement, but as you know, they're negotiating a deal and they're almost there. But whatever agreement they make, I'm almost never satisfied. These guys came in and didn't want to pay. Nobody knows they had an agreement to pay. They had to break their agreement. The Democrats broke the agreement we had. Everything was settled. Everything was fine. Then they said they weren't going to pay anymore. They harmed our country at a difficult time because we are, so to speak, at war. They call it a war. I call it a military operation, a very successful operation, like successful in a way no one has ever seen before. Look, Venezuela was equally successful. That was something great. Now, the Democrats had a deal, a done deal, but they said they wouldn't pay. As a result, many suffered and our country was endangered. Do you have another question? You haven't been around here for a while.
And regarding the Iran issue, can you tell us exactly who the people involved are, whether it's Whitcomb or other contacts you've been talking to lately?
Yes, we have. I hate to say this in front of these young people. They're not kids. I've talked to most of them. They seem like adults, but they're kind of kids, right? They'll always be your children, but I hate to say this. But we killed all their leadership, and then they gathered to choose new leaders, and we killed all of them. And now we have a new group, and we can easily do that again, but let's see how they do. Regime change. You know, it's a change because the leaders are all very different from the ones we had at the beginning. They were the ones who created all the problems. So I think we can say, Jason, this is a regime change, right? I don't trust anyone. I don't trust you. I mean, that's just because I know you, but if I didn't know you, I'd probably trust you more. But I don't trust anyone. But why do you say that? Do you think I trust them? I don't trust them. Because they're going to make a deal. They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was really amazing. They gave us a gift, and the gift arrived today. It was a very big gift, worth a huge amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that gift is, but it was a very significant prize. Thank you very much. And they gave it to us and said they would give it. That showed me one thing. We were dealing with the right people. It wasn't about nuclear energy. It was about oil and gas. It was a very good thing they did, which proves that we're with the right people. Because, you know, you don't know, because the leadership was killed, everyone was gone, and everyone was gone, as the saying goes, the old supreme leader and then the new supreme leader. It was at the very least very good. And all the others, if they had left, and then many from the third tier, are already gone. But we are dealing with a group that, in my opinion, did well, and the gift they gave us was very significant. And they said they were going to do it, and it happened. Only they could have done it. Jennifer. Yes, it was related to the flow to the line. Yes, you are.
Negotiating.
Who is going to control the strait? From now on, no. We are going to have control of this. Anything we want. Look, if we can end this without more lives being lost, without spending $10 billion power plants that are brand new, and their pride and joy, I wish I could do that, you know? But they can't have certain things, you know what I mean? No need for a list. But it all starts with 0 nuclear weapons, and they agreed to that. No nuclear weapons, they're not going to carry out enrichment, none of that. But look, I hate to say that we're in a very good negotiating position. Good night. I hate to say that they're defenseless, because until the last missile is fired, they still have some power. But we're in the best possible negotiating position. We're way ahead. Again, they don't have a Navy, Air Force, or missile defense, and almost all of their missiles have been canceled.
We stopped most of the launches.
We foiled 82% of their launches. If they had a missile, they wouldn't launch it.
We have been very effective. We have the best armed forces in the world. No one even comes close. We have the best military equipment in the world. Arabia has...
There are reports that you have spoken with the Crown Prince. Have you been focusing on normalization?
We have a great relationship with Saudi Arabia. What do they say about it?
He has encouraged you to take action regarding Iran. Can you share a little more about that?
He is a warrior. Yes, he is a warrior, by the way. He is fighting alongside us. Saudi Arabia has been excellent, and the United Arab Emirates as well. And I tell you, Qatar, incredible. Qatar took a hard hit, a pretty severe blow. Qatar is very close. You can practically walk across the border. Qatar took a hit. They have been great. They have been very firm. Kuwait had a small incident. They shot down 3 planes with our missiles. They were our planes, but the pilots survived. Imagine pilots surviving. The pilots didn't know what was coming, and they said, those are Patriot missiles. We're not going to escape them.
They got out of there really fast.
It wasn't pitch. It's impressive that they managed to get out. All 3 survived, and they're fine. In fact, they still fly today.